It is 1 o'clock in the UK. My name's Spence. This is the Prosperous Musician, and I wanted to just hop on a live today and talk to you guys about something that we're doing here, which is for me exciting because I want to listen to your songs. For a long time now, as a musician myself, I realised that there's kind of a lack of facilities where you can get impartial reviews on your songs um, and get them quickly. And I guess part of releasing a song is having a story, having some press, having some kind of reviews really helps with the. I'm just going to turn this music off in the background because it's annoying me now. Can really help with the getting it sort of noticed and validated in some ways. And like I say, as a songwriter myself, musician, I know that if I can send it to my friends and family. This is like a pre-release. Like obviously, if songs aren't out there already, I can send it out to friends and family, and they're always going to say, "Yeah, it's great." They're going to not really kind of critique it in a way that another musician can, or even a music enthusiast. And I've written. I'm sort of 50 years old now. I've written quite a few songs, had some published, had some used in various different campaigns, had produced an album, had lots of feedback on songs, and done songwriting circles. I've been involved in judging Battle of the Bands competitions. I've coached songwriters, taught musicians. So I've got some experience in what makes a song good. And not just what makes a song good, but how you can improve songs. Now, the easiest thing, and I guess the biggest qualification I have in that is that I'm not you. It's very easy to fall in love with your own songs, isn't it? And I do that regularly. This song that I'm rocking on now is the best song I have ever written. This is the one that's going to make, this is the one that's going to do it. This is going to the one that blows open the doors. And this is the one that's going to be the hit that makes it. And of course, every musician feels like that, or should do. But you should get really excited about your new songs. But the reality is, of course, very different. So, and of course, having somebody look over your song and review it for you, again, isn't a guarantee that it's going to be a massive hit, but it can help you. It helps me in the process of, if I've got a few songs and I'm thinking, which one do I select for release? I'm not sure. There, an impartial eye, an impartial ear can really help you sort of make that decision. So this is what I want to do. This is what I'm here for you. So if you're watching this, watching it live, or if you're watching it on the replay, what I want you to do is to send me the links to your songs that you want. Let's start with 1A. Send me the links to your song that you want reviewed, that you'd want it to be listened to. And I've worked with people before who've sent me their ideas, and they're kind of currently working on it in the studio. And some of the remarks, or some of the comments, and some of the insights that I gave made it possible for them to pivot in the pre-production process and to actually edit in real time a song that maybe not have had the impact it would have done if you hadn't had those changes in it. And they could do that while they're in the studio. So, it's not too late, even if you're in the production process and recording a song and you go, well, I would have recorded it now. What's the point? There's a lot you can do in pre-production as well. You can look at doing arrangements. Of course, mixing is a whole new art as well. Just because you've got everything down, mixing can really transform a song as well. I mean, if you just watch the Oasis documentary, I think that's a great example. I think it's definitely maybe your It's one of those Live Forever. I can't remember which one it is, but the latest Oasis documentary it tells you a little bit about their first album or when they recorded it. Definitely, maybe obviously a classic album now, but when they first recorded it, they were scratching their heads and they're thinking, oh, this just doesn't sound right. It doesn't sound like them live, because their live sound was what was inevitably what got them noticed in the first place. Alan McGee saw them live and signed them on the spot, pretty much. So part of the reason for that was that he just loved what he heard live. They were like a juggernaut. This is what I've heard them say. It's like a juggernaut blasting through the room. It's just like a wall of sound, not noise, a wall of sound. And so they wanted to capture that live, but the original recordings, the original mix rather, didn't do that. So they had to let go of the mixer and bring a new guy in. And he just completely transformed it. He mixed it in a way that made it sound live. And the rest is history, of course. So little tweaks can save something. You can't polish a turd. Definitely, maybe it was a classic album because the songs were brilliant. It just needed that little bit of extra polish to make them really shine. Whereas, you can't, even if you've got a bad song, no matter how much you spend on remixing it, it's still going to be a bad song. So don't think you can transform a song from crap to good just in the mix stage. However, it can be done earlier stages. If you're in the pre-writing stage, pre-recording stage, then even just rearranging a song can make it better, a whole lot better. Just something as simple as, cutting the intro or putting a bridge as the intro or putting the chorus first or, cutting the length of the first verse. All these things can just transform a song into a hit. Obviously, there's much more to it than that. The marketing and the buzz that you're getting about yourself is another thing, and a lot of luck, of course. But so anyway, let's go back to the initial reason why I'm doing this live is to say I want your songs. I want you to send me the links to your songs. Now, you get extra points if you're sending me a link to a live song, because as you know, I love live. And if you're interested in leveling up your live performance, then give me a call. The link is in the bio. Book a time and let's talk. So if you've got a really great live recording of a song that you want reviewed, that's even better. I want to hear that too, because at the end of the day, for me anyway, me personally, I think live's where it's at. So it's all very well going in the studio and making a song sound great in the studio. But can you make it sound good live? That, for me, anyway, that's my personal opinion, not everybody's, is the acid test. That's the real test of a great song, if you can pull it off live. And it's also the testament to the musicianship that you might have. Great example of this is Paranoid Android. You listen to that track on the OK Computer album by Radiohead, and you'll think, wow, that's so well produced, and it is amazingly produced. And you think, well, that's great, but how are they going to play that live? It's not going to sound the same. Well, check out their Glastonbury performance. I think it was 90, no, not 84. It was the later one that they did. I can't remember what year it was. It was obviously after OK Computer came out. Check that one out. They play that live and it sounds almost the same as it does on record, but I would argue that it sounds better because it's live. But they captured all the instrumentation, all the production qualities, all the kind of aura and the ambience that makes the recorded version so great. They managed to capture that live as well. So that for me was like, this is a serious band. This is a band that really can do it in the studio, can experiment, but also can do it live. And that's rare. So there you go. I'm going to keep it short, under 10 minutes maybe. Hit me up with your links. I want to review your songs, and who knows, if I get enough of them, I can make it a regular feature. Be prosperous.